We'll toss it over to you, Evelien.
And then we'll toss it to you. Evelien, you didn't know you're going to have so many hats on today, but here you go.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you all for joining this session on Scrum Masters of the Universe. This is my second time on here. Last year, I also did this session about how to use brain science in your Scrum events, but we thought it was still an interesting topic, and also to give more people the chance to enjoy the session, we thought to rerun it. The only difference today is that I have a co-host who unfortunately is not able to have video due to technical problems, but she's here anyway. So Catherine is here. She's going to do the session with me. She was a student in my TBR training, and well, the best way to learn something is to teach about it. So that's what we're actually doing. So Catherine, do you want to take it away?
Yes, sure. Hello, everybody. I'm really sorry you can't see me. I can't help the technical problem with the camera, but it shall not stop us. So to start the session, we were thinking about a question we have made for you to make a connection to today's topic. And the question is, what challenges do you experience in your Scrum events? And we are going to do it by ChatStorm. I'll explain it if you don't know it yet. It's like you just put your answer into the chat. Where do you have challenges? What challenges do you experience in your Scrum events? But you do not press enter. We give everybody time to put his answer, and then I count down from 3, and then together, we press enter and see what the answers are. That's called ChatStorm. So please think about, what are your challenges? What do you experience in your Scrum events? What makes it challenging? I give you 20 seconds, have a minute, something like that.
Catherine, do you want us to start posting in the chat, or are we going to count down to the chat?
I just wait a moment and then I count it down.
Sure. Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure.
No problem. Okay, so I hope you have something. 3, 2, 1, and enter. Oh, lots of answers. Great. Let's see, what do we have? People don't participate or don't pay attention. Yes. Team loses its focus on the storyline for the customer. People not being engaged enough. Yes. Multitasking, time boxing, focus, team engagement, participation. Not seeing people with camera off. Yes, me too today. Yeah, a lot of them go in the same direction, more or less. And what we brought to you today is the brain science principles. It's one of the concepts you can learn in the training from the back of the room in order to better handle those problems. So I hope you can see. I can't see the screen, but usually there should be now 6 symbols about the brain science principles. And I'll explain the first 3, and the second 3 will be explained by Evelien on the mural. Yeah. But why are there...
Sorry, I shared the mural in the chat so everybody can navigate themselves. And for the people who cannot, I will share the screen. So, but I think it's better if you go to the mural yourself, but maybe that's not possible. So I will share my screen now.
Wonderful. Thank you, Evelien. So there are 6 brain science principles, and they can help you to create better training. And how does it happen? It happens by making it easier for your audience to learn. The brain principles also help you to create focus, to make it easier for the audience to pay attention and stay in attention. And overall, people can really contribute and collaborate if you use the brain science principles. And those principles can be easily adapted to your Scrum events to make those even more engaging. So the first one here that you see is shorter trumps longer. With trumps, we mean when you can choose between shorter or longer, always decide for the shorter because it's better, because our brains learn best when the content is broken into smaller chunks, because brain science has found out that our brains can pay attention only for 10 to 20 minutes, then the attention goes down. So if you have something you want your team to be taught, try to break the content part down into chunks of 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, move on to something more active with the team maybe, and then later go back to content and do the next 10 minutes or something like that. That really helps the team to stay in attention in your training. The second symbol, the star, is there for different trumps same. And this is about the fact that our brains do notice when there are changes. So for example, if you go by car to work every day, the same route, the same street, and it often happens that you arrive there and you feel like you weren't mentally there on the street because you have went the same street so often that your brain doesn't have to give attention to it. But then suddenly there is a construction site, and so you are redirected on your way to work and have to drive very different streets. So then your brain has to give attention to it. And that day when you come to work, you really remember how your brain was all the way with you on the new streets, and you remember the way to work very well. And the same can be adapted to your Scrum events in the sense of if you do a retrospective, for example, and you do it always relatively the same, then the brain starts to get bored. And so it's better to switch things up, that the team doesn't expect always the same. So they are more thrown into something new and their brains are in full attention. And the same would be for daily Scrums. And the third one is talking trumps listening, because learning is something social. So if we are just listening, we are, because, or better said, the one, like Evelien said before, the one who talks the most in a training is doing the most learning. So once we hear the content that is taught to us, our brain is processing it. But when you have to talk about it, you are learning more because your brain has to get more involved with the content and not just listening, but it has to work the content together with your thought about, and you get more involved and engaged with the others. So you take more learning with you home. And an example would be in the reviews, if just one team member is showing the whole review, that what has come out of the last sprint. So after a few minutes or after half an hour, people get bored listening always to the same person. So when you can switch it up, like different people share their results, or you can even make the stakeholders engage in discussion or questions, it's much better, it's more engaged, and it helps you. Yeah, so far to the first three ones. Evelien, would you like to take over to the next three ones?
Yeah, so let's do something different. Well, I'm the different one here. So we're going on to the next. I'm going to ask you to do a little stretch. So I already saw Enrico doing one. So do a little stretch, move your body around in a way that you think is good. So, and I will explain why in a moment. And if you are not comfortable with stretching, the least thing that I'm asking you to do is to get up off your chair, walk a little circle around it, and then sit down again. And unfortunately, I cannot see everybody, so I cannot check if you're doing it, but I'm just trusting on your participation. So that feels good, right? Doing a little stretch. Yes, I see a thumbs up from Vladimir. The reason why I do this is because if you are sitting at a Scrum event or a meeting or a training, and you're not moving around, that means that your blood flow or your blood circulation will also slow down. And you might feel that lazy, comfortable feeling. And that is not really good for paying attention. So what we just did is to get the oxygen, or sorry, the blood circulation a little bit higher, increasing it, getting more oxygen to your brain, and that helps you to think and learn better. So if you feel that you're in a meeting or in a Scrum event or whatever, move around a little bit, because that will help you to give your brain a boost. And that's what we want, right? We want to have active, participating people in our Scrum events. Then the next one is images over words. So the human being is a visual species. Our vision is one of our is our most important sense. Like for dogs, that it can be smell, and for bats, it's sonar or sound. But for human beings, it's the eyes, it's the vision, and we tend to remember images better than we do words, and we pay more attention to images than words. So, in a Scrum event, you want to create visualizations of things to engage the whole body, to engage the whole brain, instead of just showing words alone. We call everything that creates a mental image, we call that an image. So that can be a song, that can be a sound, it can even be a smell, because it creates mental images, and we remember those better, and those are more appealing to us as human beings. So try to use them in your Scrum events more. And last one is writing over reading. So if you write stuff down, that will help you to remember it, but it will also help you to engage the body more. So if you are just reading something, you only have to, well, to digest it once, or you read it and you think about it, so maybe twice. But if you have to write stuff down about it, you're processing it 3 times, right? You get it in, you think about it, and then you write something down, or you make a drawing out of it, even better. And we think that writing is kind of refining your thoughts, because you cannot write everything down that I'm saying. Maybe you want to highlight some stuff, or maybe you want to summarize some stuff. So we have that full body engagement when you are writing stuff down. So that's also what we want in Scrum events, not just reading off a screen, but really digesting that information. So these are 6 brain science principles, and they work for most people. And we thought, well, you can use them in trainings, but you can also use them in your Scrum events. And that's what this talk is about, of course. And to practice a little bit with these brain science principles, I'm going to put you in breakout rooms. And they're a little bit below here. There are some puzzles. So the way it works, I'm going to put you in a breakout room. And there's still people entering. I hope not many people are leaving, but I still see people entering. So that's good. I'm going to ask you to arrange these cards with your group, so that they make a brain science principle up. So shorter over images is probably not the right brain science principle, but you can figure that out. When you're done with your group, I'm going to ask you to find an image or an icon or a GIF that represents one of the brain science principles and add it to the mural. So you will have some time to do this. Let's say we do 8 minutes. You see still people joining, so hitting that button to give them access. But for now, I will make breakout rooms based upon 50 participants. So around, that's going to be a lot. Let's say we do 5. I see people dropping, it's 48. Less breakout rooms and someone entering. Okay, I'm gonna set up 10 breakout rooms, so you'll be together with other people, so you can collaborate. It's not very difficult, but if you're in room 1, of course, you go on the mural to the space for room 1. And on the right side, there are more rooms, mural rooms to go for. So here we go. I'll put you in breakout rooms for 10 minutes. I'll put a timer on and see you in 10 minutes. Have fun. Here we go. So this is the time where people drop. Oh, breakout rooms. I have to collaborate. Oh no. That's how it usually goes.
I do have to drop Evelyn for a daily, and then I'm going to come back. So
Okay, nice.
All right.
Good to know that you will be back. Yeah. Gonna add the
I'll post
timer.
the mural link again. I'll go back up and get that for everybody.
Yeah. So we still have some people here. Anybody wants to do the exercise all together? You can just shout out if you want. I know the answer, so it's fairly easy.
So you're the room with.
So shall we give it a try in room 12 all together? Let's see. So
Mark, it's nice to have you back. You froze very nicely before you dropped.
Oh, great. Awesome. Yeah, I really need to get off dial-up at some point.
Oh, that's terrible. Little AOL sounds.
Anybody knows the answer to shorter over?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Longer?
Writing over?
All right, I'm gonna let somebody else. I've done this with Sjord before.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Hi, Saval. Oh. Hi, Saval, welcome.
Hi, Evelien. So I was actually in room 5, but I thought I was sharing my screen and I found myself out of the room.
Oh, shall we put you back into room 5?
It's fine, yeah, I can do that.
I put you back.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. This is what usually happens, right? If you go into breakout rooms, people say, I don't want to go into a breakout room. So you see it dropping from, I think it was, well, it dropped quite an amount of people. But that's okay.
So it did have me a little concerned, Evelien, because I didn't realize at first that when they went into the breakout rooms, it reduces the number of people in this session. And I looked down and saw participants 10, and I was like, you mean everybody but 10 people dropped out? No, that doesn't count the people that are in the breakout rooms right now.
No, it does not. No. Luckily. Hi, RMG. That's not your real name. You're on mute.
It's Rodolfo Miguel Garza, so that's my 3 letters.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So we're working on a mural, and I've put everybody in a breakout room except the people that are here. It's 10 people, but I can share the mural with you. So you can look along. They will be in the breakout room for like 5.5 minutes.
Thank you.
So yeah, you can take a look on the mural, what they are doing. I'm also sharing my screen, but I think most people are done with the exercise. Yeah, I think most people are done. Let me check the time. Yeah. I'm going to pull them back in 1 minute. Let me just give them a heads up. Broadcasts. I'm going to close the breakout rooms in 1 minute.
So they have 60 seconds if they want to make a last minute switch then, right?
Yeah. I don't know what my settings currently are in this. I don't know if they get 60 seconds. I don't know if that's your setting or my setting.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It always confuses me because then sometimes there's like, you can put the time in, but then there's time in addition to that gets added
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. I'll give them 60 seconds.
Okay. Now we're getting, Yep. All right, 10 seconds.
Look who's back, Mark.
Hey, Lauren, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Mark.
All right, is everybody back, Evelien?
Yeah. Well, the breakout rooms are closed. I hope everybody's back. And I have to apologize to Catherine because I totally took over her part of the last exercise. So Catherine, do you want?
No problem at all.
Do you want to? Well, let's first evaluate how it went. These brain science principles, they are not very difficult to remember, and you already practiced a little bit with them, and I saw like room 7 and room 10 were very quick to find the right answers. Some people had a missing piece in the puzzle. What was that? It was different over same. Yeah, trying something different, doing something different, so everybody pays attention again. But you managed to find some nice images, so that's good. And so what we try to do here is first teach you something, and then you have to do something with that information. So it's not just us talking about the brain science principles, it's actually you have to think about it. So in a simple way, we're trying to get that information in your brain. And using the information even more, Catherine, do you want to introduce the next exercise?
Sure, yes. So it's your time to learn even more, like Evelien said, by going again into breakout rooms. And we would like to ask you to discuss in little groups how you could use the brain science principles to boost your Scrum events. And therefore, Evelien has prepared four circles as containers for each Scrum event. So while you discuss, please add your ideas to the board.
Yeah.
Are there questions, or can we send you right away? How long do you think, Evelien, should we send them?
Well, I think they were done quite quickly in the other breakout room. So let's see how it goes. Let's do 8 minutes to start with, and then maybe we can shorten the breakout. Yeah. So you will be in the same breakout room, and don't drop on me. Here we go again into the breakout rooms. I don't know if that's an English saying. Don't drop on me. Don't drop out on me. Don't leave.
We can definitely know what that means. I think that worked out good.
Yeah, thanks.
Evelien?
Yeah, Linda.
I was with one people in the room and she couldn't get into the mural. So she said maybe she or we could join like another room. So we were only with 2 and she couldn't get in.
Yeah, do you know her name?
How was it? It was a long name.
Let me check out the previous rooms. Were you in?
I thought it was.
Yeah, you were in room 4.
4. Yeah.
I'll put you in the fastest room before. That's 7.
Okay.
And Marie-Noël, I will also put her in a fast room, which is 10.
Thanks.
Thank you, Linda, for sharing that issue. Saval is lonely in one room. I will put her here. And let's see if we have other people alone. Francesco is also alone.
Evelien, when the people come back, will you go? Shall I go through all events and highlight some post-its, or how much time should I?
Well, we can check out what they're doing and see if we see anything interesting that we can share that we would like to highlight. So while they're writing, we can check out what people are writing.
Yeah.
And then go briefly through them. Oh, Fayuka, sorry. I will add you to a breakout room. I hope I said that right. Here we go. Sorry for that.
I was alone in room 8, and so I wrote a couple myself. But if there's any other room, I'm happy to join.
Yeah, I will put you. Let me see. What do you know which room you were?
I was in 8.
right, I'm gonna move you to, what's this? Room number 7.
Sounds good. Thank you.
There you go. So if anyone in the central room wants to share something, please unmute yourself and join the conversation. Hi, Cindy, welcome. We have started already, so we're working on a mural. I'm gonna share the mural with you, so you can look along. They will be in the mural or in the breakout rooms for 4 minutes. But you can stay here if you want. Hi, Marble.
Hello.
Welcome. We have already started. We're working on a mural. People are in breakout rooms currently. And you can take a look at the mural to see what we covered already. So we did some theory about the brain science principles, and we practiced something with the brain science principles, and now people are thinking how you can use them in your Scrum events.
Okay.
So if if you go on the mural, there are like 4 circles. That's what they are doing now. And I'm also sharing my screen so you also can look along. So Cindy, Lou, and Marble, if you and Yaragul, if you have any questions, I have still 2 minutes and 50 seconds to answer them. We've already gone through some stuff on the mural, and the others are in a breakout room now. So Mark, I hit the record button to record it in the cloud because Donna was not able to.
Okay, perfect.
So I think it's going to your cloud or the Smotu cloud. Yeah.
Perfect. I didn't think about pausing it during these sections here.
That would probably be a good idea though. Yeah. Well, Catherine, are you ready to pick it up?
Yes, yes. I see people come back, but not so many yet.
Yes. Yeah. They still have I don't know, 40 seconds or something.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. 33 seconds.
And maybe I can do also the conclusion, but if you could call people up for what we do then, because I can't see the cameras. But I can,
yeah.
So I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I will do that. Yeah, sure.
But I can introduce what we are doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The breakout rooms are closed.
So welcome back, everybody. Thank you for staying with us. And let's check what's on the board. Okay, sprint planning. Somebody had the idea of change the method of planning once in a while. I think I myself should do that. It's a very good one. But there are a lot of other interesting ones as well on the other circles. For example, daily Scrum, rapid fire daily Scrum, why 15 minutes? I really had to smile about that. Interesting, I could try it. And in the green one, the sprint review, mix it up emotionally, structurally, sensorically. That's also a very good one. When people have something in their hands and are in a room, it's always a very different dynamic. If they can try out what came out of the sprint, it's totally different than we are just looking remote on a presentation. And sprint retrospective, visual posters I really like, liberating structures, and game learning. I like that too. But a lot of good ideas. Thank you very much for engaging. Okay, let's come to conclusions for today. We are gonna play hide and seek, and we will do a shout out. And therefore, I would like to ask you to give me a number between 1 and 15. Maybe Mark, would you like to choose a number between 1 and 15?
Oh, sure, I can do that. Lucky number 7.
7. Okay, so our goal is to find out 7 things that we have learned today. And therefore, I would like to ask you to switch off the camera, if not switched out yet. And everybody who wants to contribute with one thing he or she has learned today, just switch the camera on so Evelien could call you up, and just, if you could be so nice and share with us one thing you've learned today. And
please stop sharing.
And so we can reflect about it.
Yeah, so everybody's hidden. So if you want to share something, put your camera on. One thing that you learned today, and your mic on, of course. Let's see if we can reach 7. Go. So you can put your camera on. And just unmute yourself. Oh, Stephen, go ahead.
Yep. One thing I learned is even though Scrum is a framework, you can do things to make it fun and varied.
Great, thank you. We still have 6 to go. Help me out here. Fred.
Yeah, I mean, shorter over longer. I think that's a pretty powerful thing that I learned is, like, we have these time boxes that are kind of explained like in the Scrum guide, but like those are just kind of guidelines. So why not shorter?
Great, thank you. And Anu, you're on mute.
Yeah, that helps if you're not on mute. So I was going to say, though we know most of this, we have heard of all these things. It's nice to see. I especially like getting oxygen to your brain. Having been sitting on regular meetings, it's just to have a little more flow of that, and then not have that memory fogged or your brain fogged. It just have some more clarity. That was nice to just to move around a bit and then, be more active. I like that.
Great, thank you. We still need 4 more to reach the 7. So here we go.
For me, it was writing over listening, because most of the time, yes, we want people to participate, but other than Sprint Retrospective, they don't really write anything that much. So in my other events, for example, Daily Scrum, I'm gonna try people write things down. So maybe it will have better engagement. So yeah, that's one thing that I learned, and thanks for that.
Great, thank you. We still need 3. I think I saw Florin.
Yeah. So for me, today was different versus same over same. So use the creativity and try to make not the same thing over and over again during the events. That will spark the creativity of the team.
Well, thank you so much for that, Florin. We still need 2. Linda, you're on mute.
I find it quite interesting that there are differences between listening over talking and talking over listening. And I feel that apparently we, experience it differently. What is, better?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's a great learning. Thank you for that. And last one. Roos, you're on mute.
Yes, I thought the movement was good, especially the, get up and stretch or something like that. I have done once for, just a silly, to gamify something, have them do like a treasure hunt. They had to go find a bunch of things in their house, and you pick things that were in different rooms to make them, run through the house.
That's a good one.
Since we all work from home now.
Yeah, I also love that. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So we
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you, everybody. So you see, shout out is a quick way without any preparation to summarize what the learners have learned and make them the talking and repeat it in their own words helps them again to make the training stick. So that was it's good to use for conclusions. And would you like to add something to the conclusions, Evelien?
Well, I want to thank everybody for your participation. And I think we have at least learned 7 things, so that's good. That always makes me happy. If you want to learn more about it, well, join the training from the back of the room, which is all about the brain science principles and how you can use them. But of course, you can use these brain science principles right from now on. Just try to memorize them when you're setting up your Scrum events or your training. And I hope you have great fun with them, and they will help you to boost your Scrum events. And thank you very much, Catherine, for joining me in this session. And thank you all for your collaboration and your participation.
Yes, thank you, Evelien, for having me too. And I just want to let the others know, as I have taken the training from the back of the room, I can highly recommend it. Everybody has his own personal way of designing a training. But when you go to training from the back of the room, it gives you a concept that is really based on brain science principles. And there you can mix and match from a toolbox. And you get also really good hands-on advice from a wonderful trainer like Evelien. And it's a very interactive training, so I can highly recommend. And thank you everybody for participating and engaging today.
Thank you. Are there any questions still left? We still have 5 minutes, so happy to answer any questions that are still out there.
Yes. Is there, maybe I missed it, but is there a way to get a copy of this Muriel board? Some of the ideas that's been shared?
I can create a PDF of it and send it to Mark, and I think he can make it available through the meetup.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, will do. Any other questions?
I have a question. So the training from the back of the room, does it also, since it's based on the brain science, also touch point to the idea of how people learn, because I think in our daily life, our teaching stance is also very important, and I'm trying to find ways to teach people in a better way or create a team learning environment. So in that sense, I think having a training that also includes that would be helpful.
Yes, it's very much about that. And what we always say is that if you don't learn it in one way, you will learn it in another way. So during our trainings, we have things visualized, we have theme words, we explain stuff. So for different for your favorite learning stance, kind of, there's an option to digest the information. So sometimes people just like to read, or maybe just like to listen, and that's fine. We will vary in different styles or different approaches, but we will make sure that we don't do like 60-minute talking, right? You can, of course, you can do a lecture for like 15, or like we did, like Catherine and I did. We shared some information, but it was not longer than 10-15 minutes. So we use different ways to convey information. I think that's the most important thing about teachings, or sharing information.
Yeah. Thanks.
Does that answer your questions at all?
Yeah. Thank you.
Great. And I see Vladimir's LinkedIn. So if we all want to connect with Vladimir, you can find his LinkedIn profile. And I'm happy to connect with everybody. So you can find me on LinkedIn too. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're about out of time, but Evelien, Catherine, thank you so much for taking us through this. Give us a couple days. We'll post the video out on YouTube, and that'll give Evelien a chance to convert the mural board into some PDFs, and we'll share those with the meetup participants as well. Yeah. All right, y'all. This was great. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.